Today we're going to learn how to set tabs. This is a part of lesson 5 that's found on pages 119 through 122. You learned yesterday or know that when you press the tab key on the keyboard that it will go over a ½ inch each time it is pressed. That is the default setting for tabs, a ½ inch. However, you can set your own tabs, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You've got to pay close attention because there's lots of things involved in that. The first thing I need for you to do is to look at your screen and see if you have the ruler here. The ruler is very important in setting tabs. If you do not, I need you to click on View, the View tab, and click and make sure ruler is checked in the checkbox. And then you will have the ruler that appears on your screen. All right? Has everyone got that? Take on the far left-hand side of the top ruler, right over here, everybody see it, there's a little square. It's got an L in it, probably. That is what we call our tab stops. It gives us our types of tabs. This is a left tab. If you click on it one time, it will go to an upside down T. This is a center tab. You can go ahead and click with me. If you click again, you get a backward L, which is a right tab. The next time you click, you get a T that has a dot in it. If you let your cursor rest on that little square, it will tell you that that is a decimal tab. If I click again, I get what is called a bar tab. We don't ever use that one here in class. And then you just keep clicking until you get back to the L or the left tab. Those are your tab alignments, or your types of tabs. That's one thing you have to know, is how to get to them. The next thing is it will tell you where on the ruler to place the tab. So watch up here. For instance, the instructions might say to place a left tab at the 1 inch mark. I make sure my tab stop is set for left tab, and I come over, and at the very bottom of the ruler, and you have to get it just right, you click and an L will appear at the 1 inch mark. So I need everyone to do that. Please do not mess with this right here, which I see some of you doing. That is not anything to do with tabs. Stay away from it. You think you know how to do it, but I promise you it will mess up your document. I need you to click right here in this little square till you get a left tab, then come over and click at the ruler at the 1 inch mark, and you will have an L, a little black L at the 1 inch mark. Does everybody have that? Now I want you to place a 2 inch, no, let's make it a 2½ inch center tab. So go back over here to your little tab stop box and dial it up till it comes to the center tab, and then go over to the 2½ inch mark on the ruler and click till you have a center tab. At the 2½ inch mark should have a center tab, and the center tab is the upside down T. Then suppose the instruction says to set a decimal tab at the 4 inch mark. So you go over here and you choose and dial up a decimal tab. The decimal tab has the little dot in it. And you come over to the 4 inch mark and you click and put that marker, that tab marker on your ruler. And let's set one more tab. It is a right align tab, or a right tab, which is your backward L, in case you hadn't figured that out. And come over and let's set it at the 5½ inch mark. So you should have 4 tabs up there. One at the 1 inch mark, that's a left tab, a center tab at 2.5, a decimal tab at 4, and a right tab at 5.5. Now press the tab key on your keyboard and type your first name. When you press the tab key, it should have gone over to that first tab stop that you have set. Once you get your first name typed, press the tab key and go to the next tab stop and type your last name. Notice that is a center tab, so it will go to the tab stop and then it will go both directions because it's centering your name. Press the tab key. This is a decimal tab and it is used when you are typing money amounts or numbers with decimals in it, because the rule is if you have a list of money amounts, the decimals should line up all the way down that list, and the decimal tab forces it to. Let's type in 25 cents, which is decimal 0.25. And then press the tab key, it goes over to the right, and let's pretend like we sold M&Ms. Okay, press the enter key, puts you on the next line, press the tab key, and let's type a person's first name. You can make it up, I don't care, it could be Mickey, and the last name could be Mouse, I don't care. Type a first and last name. And for the second person over on the decimal tab, let's pretend like he sold or she sold $110, and so that means the and is the decimal, and 55 cents. Notice that the decimal, because there's a decimal tab here, it lines up those decimals for you and you do not have to worry about it. And then press the tab key and pretend like they sold Snickers. Okay, press the enter key. Now, folks, when you set tabs, it goes in effect from the cursor forward. So we're going to now set a new batch of tabs. And what we have to do is you have to get into the tab dialog box. There's 2 ways to do it. If you will watch here, I will show you. You can go to the paragraph dialog box, which is where we have been. So you open it up and there is a button right down here that says tabs. That's one way to get to it. So go ahead and open up the paragraph dialog box and go down and click tabs, and you open up a tab dialog box. Looks like this. Look here, you have your tabs that you set. This is the position on the ruler right here. Notice we have what type of tab right here. And then we have a new little section I haven't talked to you about, but I'll show you what that does in a minute, called leaders. Folks, do not mess with this default tab stop right here. Do not change this. Nothing goes in this. We want to clear all those tabs that are in here. So click the button that says clear all. And you don't have them anymore. But we're going to set some new ones. Listen to me. I want you to set a left tab at the 1 inch mark. So we're going to type 1 right here. We're going to choose, you're going to type 1 right up here in this little box. That's 1 inch. You're going to, and it's going to be a left tab. So come down here under the left tab alignment and choose left. And we're going to have dot leaders. Dot leaders, how many of you in a table of contents have had text over here and the page numbers over here, and there are a bunch of dots that are between them? Those are called leaders, and that guides your eye or leads your eye across, and this is how you set them. So we're going to click set now. We have a 1 inch left tab with dot leaders. We want to enter another tab. Let's enter one at 2 1/4 inches. So let's type in 2.25. And we're going to click, make this a centered align tab. We're going to put dot leaders with it and click set. You have to click set each time or it's not going to hold it. This is your list of tabs right here. And let's set one more, one at 5.63 inches. You would not know where that is. 5 inches, 5.63 inches on the ruler, so you have to enter it. Let's make it a decimal tab, and let's put dot leaders with it also, and click set. And then click OK. 5.63 decimal tab with dot leaders, number 2. Now look at your ruler. You have a new set of tabs right up here. Let's press the tab key so you can see how the dot leader goes over there, and you type and you tab, and then I type. That's a decimal tab. You have to hit the decimal. This is, I'm showing you the dot leaders. I'm showing what dot leaders do. You do not hit the period on the keyboard to get those dot leaders, because those dot leaders technically should line up when they're printed out. They may not look like they're lining up, and you may think the periods are lining up, but they don't. So you have to set the dot leaders. Let me show you the other way to get to the tab dialog box, but you have to be pretty good at it. You can go up here and double click on one of these tabs that are already set and open up this box. And then you could make changes here. If you want to get rid of one of the tabs, then just click on it and click clear. Alright? And then you can enter your other one. And it will go into effect. I will also tell you, folks, that you can move these around on the ruler, but you've got to be pretty good at it. Maybe I don't want to, maybe I want that to be at a 1/2 inch. Notice it readjusted. And I have to do it, if I do it after stuff has been typed, I probably have to select everything. To get rid of them on the ruler, you just drag them off into outer space somewhere down in the white area. Notice what happens when I drag this one off. It goes away. It's no longer there. So there's several ways to do it. Don't get confused. Folks, one of your lessons is going to tell you to underline the words only. Let me show you how you do that. If you, maybe I don't want the spaces underlined. To underline the words only, you have to go here to the underline button. Do more underlines, and hopefully it will not take real long to open up. And right here under underline style, there is an option that says words only, and choose OK. And that's how it doesn't underline the spaces, but it underlines the words only. For those of you that may not have been noticing, it's right here. Select what you want to do. Go here to the underline icon, choose more underlines, and then here under underline style, it is words only. Okay? One other thing, if it says to change the spacing before and after a paragraph, where do you go to do that? Who remembers? Spacing before and after a paragraph. Right here under the paragraph dialog box, spacing before and after. And folks, also your lesson is going to tell you to indent the first line 1/4 of an inch. That is a first line indent, and you have to put in 0.25. You cannot press the tab key to indent a line 1/4 of an inch. You have to do it right here. One other thing is going to tell you to change the line spacing to 1.15. You must choose multiple here and then type in 1.15. So you're going to still be doing a lot of stuff here. We're just adding tabs to it. Are there any questions on the tab business?